What's up, my jiu-jitsu? Thank you for tapping in, and we're back with this week's episode. Today, I think we got a little spicy last week, and we're talking a little reckless. Maybe not me and DJ, but, I do agree with some things that were said. Ooh, excuse me. So I decided that we should have a black belt on here this week so we could hash some shit out.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
No.
So, what's up?
So, did you see the episode?
Of course.
All right. So pretty much, what I felt like and why I got defensive is because I felt like Ross was alluding towards like he feels like he should be in that conversation of where black belts are, and that's kind of where I was like, we got to cut that dude.
Yeah.
But I do got to say, like, I do feel like, at least from my experience, I've ran into black belts that, and that's what I was trying to say, is like, when their egos are involved, that it's like, you're trying to beat me with strength. You want to dial down my expertise and my skills to try and, like, get your one win and your little ticker mark for whatever reason.
I mean, I will say this. You're 100% right. Where you're like, do you really think that black belt was trying to win the whole time? And it's true. There's times where, like, whatever the class is, all I'm trying to do is do the move of the day. I'm just trying to prove my point.
Yeah.
And then it may not be my game, but I'm just there trying to prove that, hey, look,
We can get it done.
whatever it may be. So I will say that. And then there's other, our heads are all over the place.
Yeah.
We might have injuries because we've been training for many years, but realistically, there is a difference between a competitive black belt and a hobbyist black belt. I mean, there's levels to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, I feel like time doesn't always equal knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I've seen black belts that still, once they take the back, they're like this. Once they get the seatbelt control, and I'm like, you're not covering that choke hand, bro. And it's just like little simple details that, and again, it just, you can look at any school and kind of look at it like a college. Like, where did you get your degree from?
Okay.
And that's always a good way of looking at it. And I feel like, especially early on in my career, like in my jiu-jitsu journey per se, like I had his mentality where it's like, nah, I got his number. And you're looking at color, like you're looking at the color of the belt and putting like meaning to it. And I feel like once you hit that purple belt, I feel like it's that beautiful marker of like you washing away that and then looking at people more like, all right, body type and game. Like, I like to play half guard. Am I going to play half guard with him? Probably not. Right? Because the last thing I want to do is be underneath that.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about this too. If you had shout out to the Misfits.
Yeah, shout out Misfits.
Definitely swing on by to one of Beefcake's classes.
I love his classes.
I'll be honest with you. Like, yeah, black belt, but when it comes to leg locks, like, I feel like I'm still a novice. Like, I'm still, wait, what? How did you, once I get that defense and he's still 3 steps ahead, he makes me feel like a complete white belt. And that's the crazy part. And because there's levels to everything, like if we do judo, it might be a different result, right? If we're forced to stand up, because that would be like, I feel like my forte. Like I still like to get the sweeps and the judo tosses, especially people go into that wrestling stance and start moving their butt back, like foot sweeps, little things like that,
Yeah.
But realistically, I feel like, there's levels to everything.
Okay.
And that's the beauty part about jiu-jitsu. It's like, your top game might be good, but how's your bottom game?
Trash.
Yeah.
Speaking for
No. I mean, it's just anyone, and that's the beauty part is that once you start getting good at one thing, you realize like, okay, these are my other weaknesses now.
Yeah.
And like, that's me personally, that's how I like to explain jiu-jitsu to people.
Okay.
I say it all the time. I'm a little retarded, right? So I break it down, the marker. I break it down slowly in a sense of like, okay, be an adult, right? Your kid's not wanting to eat his vegetables. Either you go to sleep right now, go to your room, or you're eating your veggies.
Okay.
And it's like 4 p.m. and he just got a new toy. You know what I'm saying? Like he wants to stay up. So you're giving him options and he feels like he's in power.
Yeah.
right? He has an option. I can do A or B. But realistically, I gave you these options, and I knew what you were going to take.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing. I get someone in a position. I hate staying in mount, but I'll get mount just to trick someone. And then nice, I'll get that gift wrap. Because I know that you're going to move in one of three directions. You're going to try to buckle this way, buckle to your left, or buckle to your right.
Yeah.
And jiu-jitsu is just a game of statistics. Like, I've done this so many times that I know the outcome of anyone.
Okay.
And especially at like, that's when you can look at belt, because belt kind of not necessarily correlates with knowledge, because you might have a white belt that's a D1 wrestler.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the beauty part about the evolution of jiu-jitsu, because that's what we're getting now. We're getting people that are athletic that are coming into the sport. And I feel like that changes everything. Mm-hmm. Because now you have a computer analyst guy or an IT guy that maybe he never done sports in his life, but he's really fucking good. But now you go up against a D1 wrestler. I feel like, good luck, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck, Papa.
Have a good time, brother.
Yeah,
He has to look at it a little differently. He can't look at it so analytically.
And again, we're talking about just takedowns, right? Mm-hmm. Once you put that wrestler on his back, it's a different story, you know, and it all depends on whatever your knowledge you have. And again, that belt covers 2 inches at the most. Like, you got to cover your back, bro. Like, that's what Jean-Jacques Machado said, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah. And
like,
I think T posted a question. I don't know if you've seen it. And he was basically saying, if black belts aren't really necessarily trying to win the game, does the wins or like the times that he has bested a black belt not matter? I'm not saying they don't matter.
I mean, think about what he's talking about. He's talking about matches that are going on in the gym.
Yeah.
Does that fucking matter? Like, no offense to him,
None
but
of them
like,
matter.
He's what, blue belt?
He's a blue belt, yeah.
New blue belt, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, he's not new, but within a year. Like,
okay.
He's last year.
So, you know, he's still gun-ho, which is good, but at the same time, it's like, whatever happens in the gym doesn't matter. Like, yeah, you tap me, okay, like, I'm sorry, like, were we giving out medals today? Like,
well, not only that,
you know, you take it easy, bro.
My sentiment was like, whether you win or lose versus a black belt in the gym, it's kind of a win because you know where it went wrong.
Yeah.
You know what you did wrong or what you did right that led to that.
Well, I feel like it also matters the aggression that you're feeling too.
Yeah.
If someone's just playing around with you, like, I wouldn't really call that a roll. But if you guys are aggressively going at each other, that's a different story, you know? And I feel like that's the difference. And it's like, okay.
Well, like, so... For example, I love using him as an example because he fucking annoys me. George, right? So I'll openly say I've never beat George. Like, I may have passed his guard one time, but I also am very conscious that he's just trying to play his guard. Like, I don't think he's ever openly tried to submit me. And I'm sure there's times he could have.
At the end of the day, I feel like the higher the belt you are, the less malicious you're trying to be.
Okay.
Because you understand, if I break my toys, I'm not going to get better. You have to look at it that way. Like, you know, like me personally, right? I weigh like probably a little heavy now, but when I used to compete at 141.
Okay.
So small with my gi on. Like, I remember one time I had to force myself to throw up in a bathroom just to cut 1.5 pounds.
Wow.
And then once I came out, like, dehydrated as hell, my hands were shaking, and it was the worst experience ever. But it's just, you learn as a white belt of what to do and what not to do. Mm-hmm. And, but yeah, I mean.
Go ahead.
No.
It's funny you say that because I was just having a conversation with someone today via text. They posted a thing of like, I'm going to try this. It's the open mat tomorrow. Miss myself mat tomorrow. You know,
hey,
pull up. But he was like, I'm going to try this. Like, you better try it on me. He was like, but you already know what's coming. I was like, first off, I didn't watch the whole video. Second off, you should be trying it on someone who knows it's coming, because if it works, like, that's how you get better. It's like you fail over and over again, and you figure out what's going wrong. And I was also like, much like you guys were saying, it's like, a lot of times when we roll, I leave openings for you. I'm waiting for you to take them because I want you to get better. I want you to understand how to execute something that you're working on.
Yeah. Makes sense, though. But yeah, realistically, I feel like the higher the belt you are, the less aggressive you're trying to be. Again, like if I hurt my partner, he's not coming for another week.
Yeah,
Or
I picked
luckily.
that up early because there's not a lot of ultra heavies in the game. So as soon as they come in, I'm like, nobody fall on his ankles. Don't
right?
don't do nothing crazy.
I mean, yeah, that's smart. Like, it's just, I feel like jiu-jitsu is a beautiful journey, right? It's just, at whatever gym you go to, you're always going to have that click of like, all right, get a partner. And then you immediately lock eyes. Like, for me, it was Rambert.
Yeah.
I met him back in the day at Force Balance with, and it was dope out in Burbank. Steve Cardenas. He used to be the Red Ranger, Rocky.
Oh yeah. I think you mentioned last time.
Black belt from Paragon. And yeah, man, like I met him at blue belt. We would always go to war, and we're about the same build. We got our purple belts together.
Oh, okay.
And then we just didn't train for a good while, and then we got our black belts together under Leonidas, which was kind of crazy.
That's dope.
But yeah, I mean, like at every gym you go to, you're always going to find that one person that you're always going to go to war with.
Yeah.
You know, which is good, but at the same time, like you're not going to be malicious because that's still your buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you understand, like, okay, if he doesn't come next week, I'm going to have to go with the spazzing white belt and I'm going to get hurt. You know, and that's just what you have to learn early on. It's just, yeah, you're trying to get better, but at the same time, like, if that's the mentality, like, there's other ways to go about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like you necessarily being aggressive is not the best way of you achieving, you know, that move or that goal even better. Like, even sometimes just hitting the weight room. You know, instead of you being aggressive there, be aggressive there. Like, you know, little things like that you don't realize until you get old and now your body just can't.
Yeah. 37 this year. I'm getting old.
I mean, I feel like the older you get, it's almost like it sounds dumb, but jiu-jitsu almost feels like a rehab program. You know, everyone goes in for a different reason. But at the end of the day, like the longer you're in there, the last thing you want to do is like be an asshole, you know, and you see someone struggling with something, you're like, hey, get over here. Like, dude, you keep getting stuck in this. And like, you take time to like teach the next generation.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the beauty part.
One thing that had to come with me through jiu-jitsu is like, so when I first started, hyper athletic. There was nothing that he could do, or there was nothing that he was doing movement-wise that I was like when people didn't get it, I was like, why do you not get it? But after time, I just kind of realized like, oh, shit, my hip hurt.
I will be, you know, I feel like jiu-jitsu is, you're learning a new language. Like body mechanics being like hand and eye coordinated. Not everyone's, you know, can do the same thing. And like, it sucks. You see some of the, like, I teach the kids classes and their hip dexterity. It's just, some kids just
fucking
I'm
crazy.
like, what's wrong? Like, what happened? Like, did they not make you bounce on like someone's lap? Like, you got no bendy hips, you know, like they can't squat, you know, and it's crazy.
Well, that's funny because it reminds me of my boy. I've known him since I was like 9.
Okay.
To this day, buddy's like his hips are like 60-year-old man's, and they've been like that.
I mean, and it's just practice, bro. Practice, like every day, just, you know.
Yeah.
Add a little bit to your bank, bro. Just stretch. You're watching TV, stretch.
I don't know what it is, dude.
That's what I did. Go ahead.
He does yoga and shit. He still can't, like, his hips, like, so when he squats, his body naturally shifts to the right side. So like he'll
bone
start
structure.
Maybe, I don't know, but like as soon as he starts squatting, he puts spinal. He
my vertebrae.
puts all his weight to the right side, and he'll probably get like 2/5 of the way down, and then he'll come back up.
Is he doing like specific? I mean, maybe you don't know, but like specifically like hip stretches, so to say. And I asked this just because I found that over time I had to actually start doing hip switches, like hip stretches, in order to open up my hips. Like specifically, like train, like you were saying, put on a TV show and freaking stretch. Yes,
Go butterfly, like little things. Go baby mode, like
Yeah, that sounds good, dude. Actually, a good stretch right now. I'm telling you, this whole like second half of 2024 has been weird because I turned 30 in November, and I just feel
That's the beautiful age, though, bro.
I
That's
just
the
feel
second awakening.
I just feel the 20-year-old power is leaving me,
There you
dude. I just feel the fucking 20-year-old.
But now you're going to get the
dexterity.
wisdom of that older guy that now you're going to think about, maybe I shouldn't go hard because I have to go to work tomorrow.
I've had that since, yeah.
You know, you start thinking the bigger picture. If I don't pay my bills, my girl's going to yell. Like,
Yeah.
So I've had it since I was 28, but like I'd still show up and then they'd be like, get with your partner, we'd lock eyes, and the next thing you know, we're like, fuck.
oh, no, for sure, bro. Yeah, for sure. We always go to war. Little gym wars, but again, gym wars are not things that you should be tallying because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to like a competitive, you know, and I understand that he's more of a competitive mindset. Like, so if you're going to like an open mat and you see another competitor from a different school and you guys like end up rolling, like, all right, I would count that as like, all right, I got him at that one open mat. Like, that's, you know, because I know that he was probably trying to kill me as much as I was trying to kill him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know. So I think I told the story. One of my first tournaments, I choked this dude. I got a choke. Guy went to sleep. His kids were there, started crying. It ruined tournaments for me. I don't really like it. So I've naturally maintained that hobbyist mindset. So I've never like gone to gyms and like had that mentality like, yeah, fuck that guy up. Sorry, my bad. We're at like 9 right now, if we're being honest.
That's funny.
No, I kind of have that same mindset. It's like I don't want to, like I want to see where I'm at as far as like if you're good, I want to see if I'm good. But like even in like competitive situations, like someone who's a competitor, I'm like I'm more downloading you than anything. I'm not really trying to beat you. I want to download you first.
Bro, I'm definitely the same way, and you know I feel like the one thing the Gracies for sure got right was. I remember he used to have this little coin, and he would flip it. And on one side, it would say, keep it playful. And then the other one said, keep it real. And I feel like you should be able to go into those two modes. Okay. Some people don't have that, you know, where they just 0 to 100 every time. Like, we're going to go. Like, and I feel like sometimes when you slow it down and you're a little bit more playful, you learn a lot more. You know?
Yeah.
You realize, like, oh, these are all, you know, like, especially if you're getting like spider guard or like lasso, little things like that where you're all about momentum, you know, half guard, deep half, little things that, you know, you're all about momentum and you realize what people's weak points and your timing and little things like that. So like at the end of the day, I love doing this where I'll pull someone to the side and I was like, if you just went ham, I'll be like, hey, did you remember what happened? No. And I'm like, shit. Okay. No. Cool. Somewhere in your mind, you did some really cool things. Body mechanics. You just instantly, you know, you went into it and like, okay, let's hone on these moves and let's break down these moves and why it worked for you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you're on a red light and you're revving your car, like you know, if I'm on top or if someone's on top of me, right, in side control, and I start hugging them aggressively, like wasting energy, bro.
Laying
like,
prayers.
What are you doing?
That's
like,
what we call them.
Create your frames, like what, you know. And I feel like at white and blue belt, you have a lot of that where you're like, and then break down like, did you remember what just happened right now? No. And I'm like, shit. Okay. All right. Well, good news and bad news. Like, you did some good things, but we just have to slow it down now and like know how we got there and what the weak situations are once you do get there. Yeah. You know, again, like I'm a big believer in having an ABC game where like, and no matter what position you're in, have your submission, number one, right? How do they defend? Cool. Get a submission from there. And if they try to defend that, get a submission from that third, you know, reactive, almost like the mousetrap system where you go for the Americana, you go for the straight arm bar, and then if they try to grab their belt, you go for the Kimura. Yeah. Notice how you don't have to move if only one thing, you know, and I feel like I'm a strong believer in that because it's just, again, once you get tunnel vision, and you get that aggressiveness, and coaches can be yelling at you for, in competition, but you won't listen to anything. You're just in the heat of the moment, and it's easier just to break down, like, all right, what are you good at? What are you bad at? Let's focus on your bad position, because defense is, I think, number one. And then let's focus on how to get into a dominant position and how to finish from there and have options.
Yeah.
That way, if plan A doesn't work, you're not freaking out on me. You're not defeated. You're not... Because that's when people, now you got swept.
And you see it too, especially on at least from my experience on the white belts. I see it in blue belts too. And usually it goes back to what I was talking about. It's like when I feel like people are trying to get ego battles and trying to prove something to themselves. You see that deflation when you get them in that bad position. You're just like,
yeah. And I feel like, and that's like my little hippie mentality where I feel like jiu-jitsu is fucking dope, man. Because, ding. It teaches you so much in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like if you put, what did you want to do when you were a kid?
I don't know.
You don't remember
I guess
saying like, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an astronaut? Like,
no, I think like I decided to, I guess like work in the film industry is kind of like I wanted to like make movies. I guess that was the goal, but it wasn't until like.
Well, congrats to you. Nice. All right,
it wasn't
hit the goal.
It wasn't until like I would say high school, end of high school, did I really kind of make that decision. Like before that, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no purpose or direction.
As a little kid, did you ever play around like, imagining like I want to be this?
I wanted to be a football player or a sports agent. Didn't do neither of those.
Yeah. But are you sad and guppy about it?
No.
Exactly. Because life goes on and you got to figure out what, plan A, plan B, and plan C.
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes in everything in life. And like failure to plan is planning to fail. And I feel like that's super important, especially when competing. And I remember as a white and blue belt competitor, I would always say the same thing. Like people would be like, what's your game plan? And I'm like, judo toss and we'll see where it goes from there. Like realistically looking back, like fucking idiot. But it was cool because I got to like see if the judo actually worked, and I feel like realistically, if I can talk to my younger self, I'd probably be like, no, dude, have a better game plan. Like, what if they judo you? What if they wrestle you? What if, they pull guard? Like, you have to have a good scenario.
Yeah, it's funny because out of everything that goes into jiu-jitsu, I have the most fear for judo just because I've gotten fucked up by some.
You're hitting someone with the ground. Ding.
Yeah, I've gotten fucked up off some judo, off some guys who just did judo. Mm-hmm. And then the thing is, they never tell you. Like they just kind of let you find out the hard way. Yeah. Getting older, dude, I'm like, Mikey had the right idea, bro. Just pull fucking guard. And it's funny because you say going back and talking to your younger self. Mm-hmm. If I can go back to me at like mid white belt, I would have started like, because I didn't practice offense until I got to purple belt. Everything about white and blue was about, so white was surviving. Blue belt was like actually knowing my escapes and getting like a few like quick like submissions, I guess, off of sweeps or things like that, or quick passes off of sweeps. And purple belt, whenever I got there, it was just kind of, I felt like leg locks or like certain submissions that I felt like I should know or that I looked around and everyone knew. I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
I mean, there's definitely, I feel like jiu-jitsu itself even goes through like evolutions too. Yeah. People, for a while, it was all about half guard. After that, it was people try to berimbolo, like the hype of berimbolos. And then after that, it was like all about the leg lock games now. And it's just, now I feel like it's turning more into that wrestling. We're seeing a lot more people coming in. And if your wrestling sucks, then, you might have a problem there.
Yeah.
The thing about wrestlers is, again, they annoy the shit out of me. But, like you said, when they're on their back, they're not that bad. Like they're not that bad to deal with.
They're like a floundering fish.
Or if you're good enough at jiu-jitsu, when you're on your back, like their motor's like hyper. But when you kind of feel out that they don't like especially like at the white belt level, that they don't know what they're doing. Like they just have a motor and it's going, but it is going in no direction.
Just guillotines all day. That's funny.
And that's what it is. But it's cool to just see people progress from where they're at.
You were talking about guard pulling, and then I personally don't like guard pulling. And I was at a gym where it was like, just pull guard. And like, that's what he wanted his students to do.
That's what his insurance company wanted him to do. As a business owner, I get it, whatever.
And I think for me, it's not that I don't think guard pulling is beneficial, but I always look at things through the lens of self-defense. I'm not pulling guard in a self-defense standpoint. There's no way I'm going to let someone come in and have the ability to be on top of me and be able to rain punches down on me if I'm looking at defending myself.
But with that sentiment, think about it. So if you're standing in jiu-jitsu, whenever you get into about this range, you're throwing them things at a self-defense standpoint. You know, you're not going to grab his collar.
Yeah.
You're going to. So you just got to have to be able to like compartmentalize everything, because there's a lot of times in self-defense where you do end up on the floor, you know?
Yeah.
But in class, I'm pulling guard now just because, dude, I'm not trying to get fucked. Dude, who's that? Who's the black belt at Misfits? I forget his name. I only did his
TK?
class one. Yes, TK, dude.
But look,
the way he grabbed me, I was like, nah.
That's an ADCC competitor.
Yeah, dude. I seen myself fly before he even did it. And I
He's
just
a
pulled
specimen,
guard.
bro. He's definitely a specimen.
He was telling me he wants to get bigger. I was like, bro, what? It's like, you're stacked, man.
He probably
like,
said right after. Shout out TK.
yeah, shout out TK.
That's funny.
TK.
Yeah, no, man. That's definitely a different game when it comes to TK.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough fucking 7 minutes.
I want it though. I want like, if I know you're like a strong wrestler or like a good at takedowns, I want to experience that because I want to get better at it.
I mean, it depends on what you're training for, you know, and I feel like people put jiu-jitsu and just jiu-jitsu, but I feel like again, just as there's levels to every rank, you know what I'm saying? There's also levels to jiu-jitsu of what you're trying to do. Are you out there for the sport? Are you out there for self-defense? Like, what are you trying to do? Because realistically, I hate guard pulling. I hate guard pullers in general. I think you should learn how to take someone down.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what I got into was the self-defense aspect of jiu-jitsu. If someone tries to mug or tries to attack me, I'm not going to sit and pull guard and let them get on top. You know, I'm going to instantly try to shoot in for a double, try to get a head and arm control and hip toss them, land on their ribs, you know, little things like that. Like, I just feel, but that's just my mentality because you are what you practice. And when that switch goes off and I need to go, I don't need to think twice of like, how do I take them down? Like, you know, I want to be able to just switch it on and be boom, hip toss them right away, you know, but I think it's a different mentality. Like, people that guard pull, it's like hating Floyd Mayweather. You know, what was possible. People hated him because he's just moving. He's not getting hit. Like, you know, that's the thing. Like, if you're trying to do sport jiu-jitsu, if I pull guard and go straight for a leg lock and finish the match in 5 seconds, I'm the bad guy. Like, again, there's evolutions in jiu-jitsu where, like, back in the day, that used to be known as a peasant move, where in Brazil, they would literally take off their shoes and throw them on the mat.
They would changa you?
They would, yeah. If you guys ever have time, read the BJ Penn autobiography.
No, I will read it, though.
Yeah,
I didn't know
super sick. My boy got his black belt in 3 years.
Yeah.
And not just got his black belt, but won gold in Brazil at Worlds.
Damn.
Yeah,
let that sink in. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, again, leg locks, people would throw their sandals, which was the funniest thing. Choke was always king. Sorry.
It just kind of, like, for me, at first, I came in football player. I was all about the double legs, single legs. Then, because of my grandpa, I took an interest in judo. But just now, I've been throwing enough, dude. Throwing enough. And, like, if that's the move of the day, we're doing judo, fine.
Yeah.
But
it's good to have it in your back pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like especially like if you're not gonna be competing anytime soon, like no need to put yourself through it.
Yeah,
pull
like
guard.
like a random Wednesday,
That's
dude.
fine.
I'm pulling out.
You know, but if you're getting ready for a competition, I feel like it's a good thing to have behind, you know, in your back pocket. Like that's all I'm gonna say.
So,
but if you are doing the sport, if you're gonna pull guard and that's your game, so be it.
I actually have a question for you, dude. So you've done judo, you've done jiu-jitsu, and you're pretty sharp at Muay Thai itself. So technically, you do MMA. You're an MMA. You can do MMA.
No, he's a full around martial artist. That's what I like to say. You're a real martial artist.
In your weight class, so you said 140. We'll say 140 to 155. Are there any like professional fighters that you think you could hang with or even beat if you were given a camp 6 months?
I don't know if I can beat, but the one that I was actually, when you sign up for Worlds, they mix no-gi, brown and black belts. And one of my last ones that I competed in, I was a brown belt and I signed up and I got thrown in with the black belts and I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Okay. And I see the black belts that are in my division and I'm like, and like, because I'm still a little fanboy where I'm like, oh, dude, I follow that guy on Instagram. Like, oh, shit. And one of the guys was Chad George. So shout out Chad George.
Okay.
And this guy is small, but fucking, he has experience in like, did I think I can beat him? No. But was I looking forward to the challenge and like seeing how long I can like last or how many points I can score or like, you know, I was looking forward to that for sure. Unfortunately, I think he pulled out like the day of, but.
Okay.
Wait, are you low key in Mighty Mouse's division?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you be up for that challenge?
I mean, I'd be so scared, bro. But, you know, respect, man. Like, I feel like he has MMA jiu-jitsu and that wrestling background. And MMA jiu-jitsu is definitely different.
More wrestling.
I feel like, like they look for those elbows to be exposed, and Darces and anacondas are just waiting to happen. And
there's something brewing over there too, dude.
I mean, yeah, that's really good, man. I feel like there's styles of jiu-jitsu. There's people that do gi, there's people that do no gi, and there's levels to it too.
Well, Mighty Mouse has taken Mikey under his wing. Mikey's been training with Mighty Mouse for a while. Mighty Mouse has been training Mikey in like more stand-up.
Musumeci, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's
more
gonna be exciting.
stand-up, and Mikey's been helping him with like pure gi jiu-jitsu and just.
Shout out to him. Yeah, Mikey, man. That sucks at what ONE FC did to him, but you know, hopefully he gets his belt back.
Oh, they stripped his
They
belt because
stripped
he
him
missed
of his
weight.
title. Yeah,
Yeah, but he was like sick or something because
he couldn't make weight or
because of breathing
the dehydration
or something like that.
Yeah, they do have a weird dehydration, like
He's gonna get it back, dude.
water level thing that they check or something.
The jiu-jitsu level between Mikey and those guys at one is like night and day. I don't think he's not gonna have it for long.
He was supposed to fight Cade Rotolo? Or
I don't think this time it was Cade. I thought it was someone else.
I think actually
No, the original match.
I think so. Cade dropped out first.
Okay, it was Cade.
He did drop out first.
But he just made $1 million.
That's what I'm saying. He's like,
I take a vacay too, bro.
He's like,
I don't need that chump change.
Cocaine, right?
I hope not. I hope he's doing good things with it.
At Spearmint Rhino.
I'm not even gonna lie, man. I played college football. I played high school football. I know what my favorite athletes talk about in interviews. Possibility, you know. Lawrence Taylor, he talks about how he was yacked out all the time. The cowboy for the receiver for the Cowboys in the 90s. What's his name? I forget his name.
I should know this because I'm a Cowboys fan.
Irving yacked out all the time.
He
used to talk about how he had like strippers and cocaine
Maradona,
in his room until like an hour before the game.
For sure.
And so I'm pretty sure that they're yacked out in jiu-jitsu too, dude.
Man,
a meal? Did he just want a meal?
I'm just, money, power, and fame will go to your head. You need to, look what happened with Diddy. You got to chill. You got to know you got to be like De Niro and know when to walk away. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like once you get to that higher level, you're not. Maybe cocaine is one thing, but for sure they're all on the juice.
Yeah.
You know, and you just have to, because if you're not, you're just steps behind everyone else.
I don't think the Rotolo brothers are.
Who knows if
They might be, but I don't think they are.
I will say this: they trained under Atos.
And,
Atos does stand for a team on steroids.
And I would say Andre Galvon is on the juice.
He comes out and there's needles still in his fucking trunk.
Like,
He
I'm
just
about,
flexes
no
it.
disrespect
Flexes
though.
Shoot out.
Like, I'm about to get on the juice. I'm so injured. I need something to get me back.
I mean,
just,
I'm not. Again, I feel like just have two leagues. Have the natty league and the juiced out league.
yeah.
And let the juice heads just juice it out, like, and let them.
So when you say juice, are you talking about like people who genuinely need like TRT too, like TRT therapy, like for in like the Masters 2, Masters 3, like in their 40s, and they're taking TRT.
I mean, that for sure that happens all the time. But
I know someone 35 right now that went back to a monster.
I mean, again, it depends on what, like, is jiu-jitsu your only way of making money? Like, if so, like, I'm not going to hate on that. Like, you do what you need to do to, like, make sure your folks eat. But realistically, if you're just a hobbyist and you're, like, take it easy, brother. Like,
So I'm a hobbyist, right? And I'm just so broken. I feel like at this point, I
feel
need
like,
some
yeah,
TRT to like.
But you're talking about just for self.
Yeah,
You know,
just for
that's
self.
different.
Yeah,
If you're just like, oh, dude, I'm like a step away from just winning everything. I just need that little extra, and I'll kill everyone. Like, that's a different mentality. Now you're just doing it because you need that one up everyone else. But if you're saying like, yo, dude, I'm waking up, my back hurts, all this, like yeah, fucking get on it. Like, science is like, where it's just a pill, it's a cream, it's just a patch, like so many things.
So my boy, he has another job. He got on it for the same reason, like he was just feeling beat up. But the difference is, so he's back home. So every time I talk to my other homie, I'm like, yo, how's it been? He's like, yo, he's a fucking monster right now. He's like, it's like he's 23, dude. He's 35 and he's moving like he's 23.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Scary, but also appetizing. Like, wait, what? The fountain of youth? Like, tell me more.
He said,
hold on.
Jimmy should definitely do it, dude. The side effect is going bald, dude. You're already there, Jimmy.
I mean, I'm almost there too, Rello. So.
Jimmy be breaking arms if that was the case. Like, not that he can't now, but I just see him. Just,
Shout out Jimmy, dude. I just talk shit because I know he's been talking shit.
he told me to tell you he gonna fuck you up next time he sees you.
Old Man River.
Yeah.
Shout out Jimmy.
Why is he gonna fuck me up, dude?
I don't. You ain't at the gym. I don't know. You got to talk to him.
Whatever, dude. I'm still not gonna be there on Saturday, Jimmy.
So, we've talked a little bit about gi and no gi. Like, what do you think is the better sport or martial art to practice? Like, with gi or no gi?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever fulfills your cup. You know, like, some people get their socks off on, being 10th planet, smoking weed all day. Like, if that's your crew, go for it, bro. Like, if you want to be all about, just gi all day and just stay with the pajamas and, go for it. If you want to explore both and understand both, like, and realize the pros and cons of each one, I feel like that's the smarter way of going. But realistically, it's jiu-jitsu, man. Like, you're there to have fun at the end of the day. If your only goal is just to win $5 medals, then good luck to you, brother. Like, I hope you collect all the medals and your little Naga sword and all that good stuff.
I want the belt.
I want the sword, dude. I want the sword.
How do you get the sword?
You have to be a kid. Only kids get swords. They get samurai swords, dude. How fucking cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
Dude. Yeah. I want to be like, hey, you want to trade for a 3rd place medal? Like, only 2 people showed up to my bracket, bro. Like, and they gave me 3rd, so let's switch.
That was funny. It's all short too.
Yeah.
While we're talking about it, is like, my goal is to win a Naga belt, but I think like I have to pretty much be thrown in with experts, right, in order to win the Naga belt. Like.
The Masters?
Yeah.
The Masters
So
or Experts division, right?
Yeah, so what advice for someone like me who considers themselves a hobbyist? Yeah, I compete a little bit. Like, would you give, to go out there and win and get?
I would say understand your target audience. You know, so Naga is all nogi.
Okay.
And the people that go into these Naga tournaments, if you look at those brackets, a lot of them are 10th planet people.
Okay.
So if you don't have an understanding of their 10th planet system or the weak points in like, you know, them trying to do certain things that are like 10th planet 101. And right now at this point, I feel like everyone's doing leg locks.
Yeah.
So just be ready to sit on those ankles, because if not, they're going to pry them apart. Like,
Okay.
that would be my best advice, is just work on leg lock games. And then whenever you have a chance, see what 10th planet people, how they roll.
Okay.
And then that way you kind of see, because if you pull up Naga, you know, champion for like the past couple of years, most likely they've been a 10th planet folk, because 10th planet people mostly sign up for those Naga tournaments.
Okay.
I got a little beef with 10th Planet for real.
Why?
Just because
You don't like Eddie Bravo?
they have. It's not that I don't like Eddie Bravo, and I actually like their jujitsu in terms of like nogi. You know what I mean? But they legitimately have a set of rules that are catered to them. That is all they learn. That is all they do. The EBI rule set. You know.
I mean, but again, if you want to sign up for that rule set, like.
But no. That's not what my beef is. They usually never win those tournaments, dude. They usually go out to people who train both. Gracie. And that's just really my beef with like 10th Planet, because like I do like it aesthetically. I do like their style, but I feel like it got to a certain point when leg locks got big, and now jiu-jitsu's kind of progressing, and 10th Planet's still like, look at us smoke weed and do leg locks. And that's why I feel like they're just not turning the corner.
My issue with them is like the buggy chokes, and I feel like a lot of guys are trying to be more flexible and do buggy chokes, and I think they're stupid. That's just my opinion.
So the thing is, know your target audience. So someone tried to buggy choke me at the school I was at before Misfits.
How tall is this motherfucker?
He was a taller dude. Like he was like 6 foot. He was 6'1", and like it wasn't choking me. The issue was he was allowing me to put a lot of fucking pressure on his leg, and at the end of it, we'll just say he didn't leave with his leg really working the same. And I didn't maliciously try and do that, but when you're stressing your knee ligaments like that over and over and over again, and that's your go-to move, I don't like it.
See, I'm pretty sure of this. Look, whoever he was, again, if I play bottom game, know your target audience. Why would you try to wrap your long leg around a big torso like that? Like, me strategically thinking, it's like, it doesn't make sense. But again, it's someone that's probably just stuck in their way of like A, B, C, and they're just tunnel vision, you know. And it's just, the more you roll, the less. It's like taking the road, like whatever road you take to get to work. The first time you rode there, it was probably nerve-wracking. Did I miss my exit? Did I miss my turn? But now as you drive, you're looking around. Oh, hey, where's that homeless guy that's normally here? Oh, they cleaned up. Oh, cool. You're noticing little details, you know, and I feel like that's what jiu-jitsu is. Now when I take someone down, I know what to expect. Oh, this is open. Wait, there we go. Oh, he's pushing off. Okay, turn. Oh, I got his back. Wait.
Yeah.
You slow down. You see the details.
I've gotten to a point with automation and like certain things, but there's certain things that'll make me like second guess. And like to me, I guess the buggy choke, someone bigger or my size, like I know how to do the buggy choke, but bro, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing it. And like I feel like he should have been able to analyze that same way. Like in jiu-jitsu, if you're putting on blinders, I feel like that's a mistake. Like to a certain degree, you have your A, B, and C game. But like you said, bro, your A game's half guard. You're not going to do half guard against me, you know?
Yeah,
and
it's certain things that definitely change, that you're like, okay, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah,
like,
when I'm going against people my size, one of my biggest attributes is speed and athleticism. Yeah. I don't have speed over you, so I have to rely on something else.
I remember the first time we rolled. That was
fun.
fucking crazy. Yeah, I love that cartwheel pass, and as soon as I felt that leg just attach to me and follow me,
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this guy's flexible. What the fuck? I was like, oh, he's athletic as fuck.
For the record, I still lost.
It's still good though, man. It was good.
I still fucking lost. I ended up getting caught twice that day by this man with a choke and an ankle straight. Yeah.
Straight up.
Fuck you, dude. I'll be back.
You talk about the game and not getting locked in. That's why I don't do triangles on people. It's not because I don't understand how to do them. It's not because I can't do them. It's because it puts too much stress on my knee when you have to cut that angle, and I got bad knees. So it's like, what is especially when it's someone DJ side. Like I might try it on someone smaller than me. Like I might try it on you just because you're smaller than me, and I wouldn't have to use it. I'm not saying it'll work, but just to practice and get the reps in.
I was saying from my experience, it didn't work.
Okay. But you get what I'm saying. It's like I'll try it on someone who's smaller than me, but I'm never going to do it on someone bigger than me because it's too much work on my knee to try like cut that angle to actually get a proper triangle. Yeah. I might do it to like try to set up and get an arm bar, but if they're more bigger than me and they can stack me right, then I'm not even going to get the arm bar. It's just a waste of energy.
I'm sorry.
No. You were saying
with your knee. So I know we've talked about like the TP triangle. Does that put a lot of stress on your knee, or do you just not like it for?
I'm trying to develop it, but I'm still a little cautious with my knee. I'm still not executing the way I should because I'm still wary of like hurting my knee. If that makes sense. So.
No, it makes sense. No,
that's a big one.
I would say definitely, if anything, don't do anything that's gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
But once you get to that triangle position, just switch over to that armbar immediately.
Okay.
And that's, again, options. Like, once you're there so many times, or once you get that triangle position, finish with the wrist lock, bro. You already have the arm.
Dark side.
Why not, dude? Prison rules, baby.
Less energy, the face of, oh, fuck this guy after you do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely getting older, so there's times where you just want to finish a match, and you're like, all right, well, there you go.
Yeah.
You're on top, inside control. Someone's trying to create that frame. You just use that, hit them right there.
Yeah.
As soon as they slap hands, they grab your gi, right? You grab their elbow, push it in, get that wrist lock from standing. So many little things, like
that. The standing one I get because people
will hold on to that for dear life.
Not even hold on. Like, so people want to push me away from them and they'll keep doing this.
Oh.
They'll keep flat handing it and I'll be like,
sick. Thanks, bro.
2.
3.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. I feel like your jiu-jitsu will definitely go through stages where like injuries will prevent you from playing even your actual game.
Yeah.
Where you might have to evolve and be like, dude, I used to do arm bars, but I can't anymore. I'm just doing Kimuras. I'm just doing wrist locks. And it happens. Like, when I first started jiu-jitsu, it was all about the guard. That's all I used to do. Just pull guard and just attack. And then now, nah, not really. I hate being guard.
It's weird because it's like, I wouldn't say if you use it, you use it. If you don't use it, you lose it in jiu-jitsu. But you spend so much time focusing on one area, you don't know how much you've progressed until you try and do some old shit. And then you're like,
1,000%.
What am I supposed to? So if you've been playing guard for a year, whenever you go to work top game, you're going to be like, oh, this is trash.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like that's the best part about being an instructor. We go through that yearly cycle where we try to cover every position. So every month it changes, And then when I first started jiu-jitsu, I remember a black belt would go up to the board, see the thing, and it'd be like, all right, spider guard, sweep, lapel choke, and single leg takedown. And that's what we're teaching today. And nothing really mixed together.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Too.
And it was kind of, a primitive way of teaching jiu-jitsu. But that was just, the way that they would teach it. And now that we can focus on just one thing every month and then go around the whole chart that is jiu-jitsu, that whole cycle of, all right, now we're going to start standing again in January. And I feel like it's really good because for me, it forces me to play games that I'm not normally used to playing. Yeah. Again, from guard. Now it's like my back hurts. So I'm like, I don't want to play guard. you know, but so I switch over to, you know, top side control, and that kind of keeps it better, you know, but it forces me to play a position that I'm not used to. But it also reminds me of, oh, dude, I used to do this at blue belt all the time. Like, this is why this feels comfortable to me. Little things like that. So,
you were talking about teaching classes. I just we recently did the kids class, and we were teaching the back escapes, and it was just funny watching the kids not even understand like how to get their back to the mat. And I'm like, no, just like slide this way. It's that simple.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, kids. I'd much rather teach a kids class than an adult class sometimes.
Really? Why? Oh, I just pick shit up quick.
Exactly. And they don't question anything. They're not afraid of looking embarrassed. They're not afraid of getting it wrong. You know, like tell them, put your butt on the floor. They'll do it like 5 different ways. If I tell someone like, hey, just go ahead and put your butt on the floor. Coach, how do you want me to do it? Should I, but coach, what if, and it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Just, all right. And then a child would just plump down and say, oh, perfect, cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't think twice, you know?
It's funny because I'm that's my end goal. I do want to own a school, but I know that's something that I'm gonna have to cope with, just because whenever you're teaching class and someone's like, what if, like just playing the what if game, I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. You're gonna know whenever you're in that position, and you're gonna feel your way out. Like a lot of it's like reading and reacting. So you saying what if for 15 minutes is really dampening how much time we get to fucking
You know what I hate is like, especially like when my training partner wants to start trying to do other moves that weren't being taught in there. I'm like, yo, what? Like, I like, or especially like when it's a white belt and they're like, as well, how do you do this? I'm like, bro, can we just do this move that we were taught? Like, don't even worry about that. And it's so funny because I don't think I've experienced it so much at Misfits, but I saw it at Forge, and I was like, all right, we're just gonna drill this position. We're not gonna do anything else. And I was like, I know why you did that, because everyone was not doing what you wanted them to do.
All right, never mind. Scrap the game plan.
Yeah, scrap the. You know what? We're gonna put you in that position. And we taught you this. You're gonna have to figure it out now. And I was like, I like that.
That's hilarious.
That shit's fun. Or today we're learning triangles, or not, like arm bars from like Neon Belly. And then you get the question, but how do you do a flying triangle? I know I was guilty of that shit in Muay Thai. You're teaching me jab cross. I was like, so the question mark game.
So question mark.
Wait, you're the one who taught him that?
It was a mixture.
MJ?
It was you. You kind of gave me like the blueprint. MJ kind of showed me a little bit more. Yeah.
Well, I have you to thank, and I'll thank MJ at some point, because I've always wanted to know how to do that kick. And he was like, hey, I know how to do the question mark kick. I was like, whoa, how?
What?
He was like, it's just a front kick turned into a roundhouse. I was like, wait, what? And I did it. I was like, oh, it does work.
Practice.
Anyone who walks, like if me and my girl go out and they walk too close to her and I think they're weird, I'm like, oh, question mark. Shit out of you right now. Oh, you're just, okay, my bad, dude. My bad. You're just an innocent bystander? Sorry.
Like if I'm walking down the street, I practice on the pole. Like low-key, you throw the front kick and then I'll twist funny. Like the last moment.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite kicks. Go ahead, you had something to say.
I just waiting for the day I get to land that shit.
You just got to show up to class. That's all you got to do.
Dude, honestly, I haven't been going to class. So initially, they told me my surgery was supposed to be last month on the 15th.
Okay.
On the 13th, they called me and say, hey, we can't do it. They rescheduled it to the 20th. And then they rescheduled it to the 26th. So now this coming Thursday, I have my surgery. But I just stopped going to class because it just kept getting worse. Like I couldn't sit there and watch. I had to go get my shit. I had to jump in. And then right before I left on my trip to Japan, like it was a day I woke up and said I'm going to like tape my hand and like train. The next day, I kid you not, from like here forward was like numb, like pins and needles, like TV static. So I just stopped going because I knew I didn't have the discipline to just sit there and watch.
I mean, that's something you're going to learn with your journey is the fact that you want to be gung-ho and you want to be fucking going 100% all the time and don't miss any class and go to seminars and do this other. But as you age, there's a point of diminishing return where it's like, you're not 20 years old anymore. You got to sit on your ass. You got to heal up as much as you don't want to, and I think it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's a very important lesson to learn. Just because, again, like, are you getting paid to do jiu-jitsu? Are these tournaments paying you money if you win? Like, no, then you got to realize, is that your pride? Is that your ego talking then? Like,
so for me, at 100%, more than ego, it was just like I've never not done anything. Like growing up, it was football, basketball, and track. In high school, it was football and track. College, it was football. Right after football, it was straight into jiu-jitsu. Then it was jiu-jitsu for like 8 years, and then now this. So this is the first time I've actually had to sit down. Like I've had injuries, but I've never had something that I need surgery to fix.
no, it makes sense.
So it's just kind of it's been like difficult and annoying. And don't get me wrong, I still watch like through Instagram as much as I can, but I know my gi's in my trunk. I know my boxing gloves are in my trunk, and I know if I drive to Misfits, you're gonna want to
partake.
I'm gonna be like, oh, my girl won't know shit, dude. And the mouth I had to hear for the week leading up to the trip when my hand was numb was diabolical. So I was just like, I'm just gonna fucking chill.
Stop.
I'm just gonna chill off of it.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I get totally what you're saying. I'm at this point where I still don't even know what happened because I don't feel like it happened in my last tournament. I felt like I was sitting at a weird desk and I had my arm out and like I felt like it jacked up my shoulder. So even like lifting right like here, there's pain here. There's pain in my back tricep, pain in my rear deltoid, and I'm not really sure what to do about it. And so, like, I probably should go to the doctor and, like, get it checked out. But I'm still training, and I'm still training intermittently. That's why, like, some people were like, oh, yeah, like, no, like, more me or something. I'm like, tap. And they're like, oh, what's wrong? I was like, no, I'm sorry. Like, my shoulder's just jacked up. I gotta like, tap early. You know?
And it's always good to tell partners. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's part of not having that ego and just being like, hey, dude, by the way, this really hurts.
Yeah.
You know, just watch out for that. There's some people that are oblivious. You might tell them that, and to them that means get it.
I don't like telling people. The reason why I don't like telling people about my injuries, I always like, don't worry about it. I'll tap early because I hate more than anything, and this happens so much where people are like, I got a back injury or an arm injury, and then like the whole time they're laying and praying, you could tell that they're trying to win that battle. It's like, bro, like if you're that injured, I'm gonna have to go harder. Why are you going this hard with me? Like, whatever, I'm just gonna deal with it. If that makes sense.
I mean, I guess you just pick your training partners because, I don't know. If your back hurts, that's like half of your body, bro. Like, sit down. Like, you know,
it's not the day to roll.
So leg lock you then? Like, gotcha. But I mean, for me, when people tell me like, hey, by the way, this hurts, the way I see it is more like I love playing video games, and like it's like a new objective: finish match without touching the left arm.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh shit, now I have to play this game, adding a new little goal that changes my usual mindset of how to play this game.
What video game are you playing these days?
Dude,
like, what are you into?
I play so much, man. Right now, I'm not gonna lie. I like to play Fortnite. I like to play anything Super Mario.
We got to tap in. That's all I play.
There you go. Play Modern Warfare. I'll play. There's this game called Aliens, where you're like team of 3 and you got to take down like the mothership and xenomorphs and.
Have you seen that new shit, Warhammer?
Oh, dude, I'm trying. Okay, so Georgie, shout out Georgie again. He was the one trying to like, hey, dude, you getting Warhammer? And I just recently got Helldivers. Helldivers is pretty cool.
Helldivers is Warhammer is Helldivers on steroids and cocaine.
And that's what I hear. And I feel like I'm just gonna. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see if I pull that trigger.
So the reason I'm like trying not to look at it, bro, is because it looks like Gears of War, dude.
No, and I like it because of that.
Well, I love that fucking game.
Yeah, I've always been a PlayStation guy. I've always had anything like Nintendo, like GameCube, the Switch, but I've never had an Xbox. So for me, every time I played Gears of War, it'd be like if I was at a cousin's house or something like that. Yeah. So I liked the game, but I never really got into it. And I feel like this is my chance of kind of playing Gears of War without having to buy an Xbox and all that.
Gears of War is coming to PlayStation.
I really only liked the first Gears of War. The second one was kind of like, meh. And then by the third one, I was like, I'm out.
Third one, I hated it.
There's another game called Army of Two.
Oh,
you guys,
dude.
Yes.
Yes.
That game. That was pretty sick too.
It was pretty much the same like play mechanics.
Yeah,
as Gears
I think it was
of War,
the same company probably.
But I remember whenever you finally had enough like to customize your weapon and it was all gold and shit. You and your homie walked out feeling like the baddest motherfucker.
Cool little face mask.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but Warhammer's supposed to be like that, dude. And right now, I'm almost done with Black Myth Wukong.
Ooh, how is that? I'm waiting for that to go on sale.
It's a really good game. It's like a boss. It's like a boss run. So it's like a mixture of the playstyle is more like God of War 2018 and the new one Ragnarok.
Like the Arkham Asylums.
Yeah,
like those Batmans.
A little different. There's no stealth. There's no stealth at all.
Okay.
But the difficulty level at some points on some of these bosses gets fucking stupid.
I've only played like not even into the game at all, and I just got whooped, and I was like, nope, I'm too old for this.
I mean, that game's been
share, and I got him to like the first little mini boss, and he's like, turn this shit off.
The frustration where you just feel like my age has deceived me again.
And I just I know like to be good at it, I would have to dedicate the time, and like
it's like anything else, baby.
I'd rather be good at jiu-jitsu, like
and like I love everything. I feel like I learned early on that one day I'm not going to be able to do jiu-jitsu as much as I want to. Mm-hmm. My goal is to do jiu-jitsu until I'm super old. That's why I tap often, tap early. No need to be dumb, right? It's better to live another day to fight another battle.
Yeah.
But realistically, like, yeah, man, like if I'm not at the gym doing jiu-jitsu or watching jiu-jitsu videos, or I'm a big believer in jiu-jitsu books. I'm playing video games. I'm getting stony baloney and playing video games, bro.
Yes,
That's it. Yeah, it's. I think it's and again, it's you channel these things that you like, and you can use the things that you learn and kind of make them transferable. And like once you start looking at jiu-jitsu, I've always looked at jiu-jitsu as a game. That's why, like,
same.
Yeah, okay, you won, but. Cool, good job, bro. Like, there's no malintent there. Like, if anything, I'm gonna be like, no, let's run that shit again.
Yeah.
Like, like to me, that's how I look at jiu-jitsu. It's like, the more you play this game, you realize, oh fuck, there's a trap right there. Okay, let's run it again. And there's different ways of playing that game, right? You can speed run it, or you can take your time and look for all the hidden things, right? Like, unlock everything, like.
Have you guys heard about that new Dragon Ball Z Sparkling Zero?
I've heard about it, but
is that the multiplayer game?
Dude, it's pretty much Dragon Ball Z's rendition of Mortal Kombat. But there's 182 fighters.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
It has everyone from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super. They have multiple brawlies, It's about to be fucking
Here's
crazy.
the thing with any Dragon Ball Z game I've ever played. I always felt like if you didn't have the Goku or Vegeta, you're just gonna get beat. Like, it's not like they matches the characters for the level they are. It's like the best characters are the best characters. That's what I felt like it always was.
So you're right, but now it's not just there's one Goku. There's four
Multiple.
different levels of Goku. There's Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super.
But we all know Super Saiyan God Goku beats almost every Goku version there is.
You're going to have to prove that because Super Saiyan 4 is pulling up.
Dude, that game, yeah, man. I feel like one of the best things that they added to that game style was just the little side dash.
Yes.
So as much as having that two-dimensional like side scroller, you were able to side dash, and that just kind of opened up so many things.
Dude.
So good.
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited about that game just because it makes me. It's the kid at heart, you know.
Okay.
I will say they just dropped a Marvel versus Capcom Collections edition. I'm not sure if you guys saw that.
I didn't.
I might be into
So
that.
it's literally X-Men versus Street Fighter, X-Men versus Capcom, like all those X-Men versus Capcom 2. They have like a Punisher, like side scroller thing, but for me, those were the games I used to play as a child. Just because I remember going to the laundromat
Yes.
I'm trying to get a couple quarters from my mom, like, please. And me and my brother would just go at it. And then it's cool, it's cool little memories that, like, now my adult me where I'm like, all right, I got a little bit of money. Let's play it. Let's buy this game.
That's the one
Go
thing.
down memory lane.
If I ever have fucking kids, I can't wait till like, oh, you ever played Mortal Kombat? I'm like, no, I've never played it. I've never heard of it. Just show me.
Show me. Yeah, dude. I can't wait to whip my kid's ass in Mario Kart. Give me this.
They don't stand a fucking chance, dude. They don't stand a fucking chance. I've been looking for a worthy opponent in Mario Kart for a long fucking time, dude.
Which one do you like? Mario Kart 5?
I've been playing the one that came out on the Switch. I believe it's Okay.
The latest one. Gotcha.
I've been playing that one mostly. My favorite one was the one on the Wii.
Oh,
That one was my favorite one.
You're creepy crazy. Gotcha.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like that? I don't know. I felt like the Wii was just those sensor things.
I used the nunchucks. I didn't use the what's it called? But I had a homie that had the whole set.
The setup.
And, he probably doesn't watch this because he never gets online. Shout out Cahill, bro. Never beat this guy. But he created a fucking monster. Just because I'm so competitive, if I feel like I suck at something, I'm gonna like zero in on it.
Have you guys ever played Mario Kart, the drinking game?
No, I didn't know there was a
Beer Kart, I believe it's called, or something like that.
You getting fucked up and pretty much drinking and driving virtually, huh?
So technically, check this out. Everyone starts off with a beer, right? Mm-hmm. And the trick is you can't drink and drive.
Okay.
So you have to finish your beer by the time you finish your race. And then the only way that you can drink is if you pull over to the side.
You can't just stop in the middle.
You can't just stop in the middle of the road. You have to pull over to the side, chug as much as. So there's strategy. Some people like to chug, like pull over immediately and chug as much as they go.
Yeah.
Some people just get a lap in or two and then start chugging. Like, it's all strategy.
I've never played. I don't play Mario Kart enough.
Hey, dude, we're gonna have to link online, bro.
Yeah.
Have to link online.
I'm over here like, chug your beer, bro.
I'll pull my Switch. I'll dig it out. I don't know where it's at, but I'll find
funny.
it.
Show me proof that shit's finished, dog.
No. FaceTime it. Where's your lady? Tell her it's true.
Look at the camera.
Man, I hate to do this, but we are at that time where we got to wrap up.
We're good.
So we got to get
Great
high
topic.
real quick on some positivity.
Hey.
So you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Oh, you got to pass it to the left, bro. You know this.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Start it
Okay,
off.
I guess I'll go first and I'll pass it to the left. I'm gonna be positive. I'll be positive this week.
Fine.
Yeah. No, but I'm positive. Thank you, DJ, like for checking on me and like being there for me. I appreciate it, bro. Like I know. Yeah, I'm not always the easiest to be there for, but I appreciate it, man. I really do. I had a really good day yesterday. Shout out to my sis, just hanging out with my sister and hanging out with my lady's grandparents. Like, it was just really good, like, soul fulfilling day of just like good energy. So positive about that and just hope for again, days to come. Day one of doing,
Let's see, positivity. Shout out to the Misfits, man.
Yes.
Everyone there. And I feel like, again, jiu-jitsu is a great journey. Connections that you make, that's the most important part. All the buddies, all the people, your gym rivals that you kind of, those little battles that you have. But yeah, shout out to everyone that goes. It's everyone that makes Misfits. Like, it's just the building, but it's the people that really make the gym. So we just have to remember that.
Yeah.
And then shout out to my lady we just moved into a new apartment. We're all fully moved in, so
dope.
We're happy about that. So yeah.
Me, my positivity is at this point, I don't think there's going to be any more postponing it this week.
Hey.
And then after this week, I'm going to start getting back into, lately I've been running and stuff, trying to
Smart.
not be a fat fuck no more. But my main positive is just like my lady's been supportive of me. My friends have been supportive of me. George has checked on me every week, which is fucking awesome. And that it's finally coming to a head, and I'm about to be working towards getting back on the mats.
Sick.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I got no news, nothing else. We do have something. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
do. Can I plug something?
Yeah, plug whatever you want.
Next week, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Professor Lee's coming.
Oh, he is.
So we're tossing motherfuckers.
Okay,
Judo
okay.
time.
So I won't be there.
He
But
told me to
also-
ask when. So it's next. Do you know what day?
I believe Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah,
Okay.
Saturday. He's going to be coming by. Professor Yvette and Professor George are going to be getting a new degree on their black belt. So shout out to them.
I did. George did tell me about that. George did
Yeah.
tell me about that.
So yeah, everyone pull up.
Can I shout out one more thing? Beefcake. You talked about him earlier in the show. I've only had one class with Beefcake. That was pretty much my last jiu-jitsu class before I was like, I need to stop. He kind of put things into perspective for me. Very cool dude. Beefcake is kind of misleading. It's kind of
Don't judge a
misleading.
book by its cover.
But because
He's a human unicorn.
yeah, but
Yeah.
he's fucking awesome, and he definitely made the decision to step away and kind of heal myself easier because me and him had a conversation after class about it. But shout out to him; he's a great teacher, and I don't want that to go unsaid.
Yeah, Beefcake's a human unicorn who wears a dope unicorn rash guard. Check out his class if you haven't. Anyone at Misfits, or pull up for a class if you're not. Jimmy's very welcoming and allows people to come train. So yeah, pull up.
Jimmy's a shit. He'll get to beat me up soon. But as always, like, comment, subscribe. You got your IG you want to plug or anything?
Just Eric_Robles. And then speaking of kids, since I am a kids class coach instructor, we're going to be doing a big open mat for kids only.
Okay.
We're going to barbecue for them, and that's going to be October 26th.
Is the barbecue also for kids only?
If
I
you
was
help
thinking-
out,
I mean,
if you
come and help out,
you come and help out,
trying to get some
you could
barbecue,
sneak a
son.
burger.
So October 26th, we got the Misfits open mat for kids. So if you got a child, pull up with your kid and let them get some good rolls in.
I'm still undefeated. I have yet to find a kid. I beat them all. I wrist locked them, toe hold them, everything. So
You're a savage. I respect it though. I
I know,
respect it.
hey, if I have kids, I know where I'm sending them to. And I'm saying, well, go learn some discipline.
go learn.
As always, if you're looking for the smoke, hit up Ross, T, and J.
I'm tired. Remember, my
No.
shoulders.
I'm retired. But other than that, peace.
Thank you guys. Stay blessed.